and welcome back. So today I thought it would be really fun to show you how you can make sourdough in a sandwich loaf without a Dutch oven. I often get asked how to make sourdough bread without investing in a Dutch oven, and also a lot of people want to make sandwich loaves. So all you need are these kind of pans. I actually got these at the dollar store. They were $4 each and they are perfect to make a sandwich loaf. So let's get into it. It's currently 4 o'clock, so I probably won't bake these till tomorrow, but we'll see. It depends how late I'm up. So I got my kitchen scale with a bowl on it and I have it zeroed out, and I'm going to put in 250 grams of active bubbly starter. So I fed my starter this morning and she has since doubled. She's bubbly and she is ready to go. So I'm gonna pour in 250 grams of that to start. I'm making 2 loaves, by the way, if I didn't say that. Okay, now I'm going to get about 700 grams of warm water because I want to jumpstart the process, but not hot enough to kill my yeast. That's very important. I'm zeroing out my scale and I'm putting in 700 grams of warm filtered, well, it's not filtered, it's from my tap water. Everyone says filtered, but whatever, here we are. Need some more. Also, I will be getting a better tripod because I can't with this one, like it won't let me show you myself and like what I'm doing, so I will get a better one because I know how annoying that is. Now I'm gonna go clean my bread whisk because I forgot to when I used it yesterday, so be right back. I grabbed my bread whisk, but if you don't have one, a fork is just fine. Now I'm gonna mix it up, but I'm going to show you. You see how you can see it like floating at the top? That's because my starter was active and ready to use. So I'm gonna give it a stir, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're going to add 25 grams of salt of choice. I usually use Himalayan. Maybe next time I'm gonna buy some table salt because it is cheaper because you go through so much salt, but whatever you would prefer. So I gave it a mix and now it looks like a milky consistency, and I'm gonna put it back on my scale and zero it out so we can add the salt. I literally had this refilled the other day. Now I need 25 grams, so let's get going on it. Yeah, so my salt has been added and I just gave it a little mix. Now I'm gonna show you the flour I use because I always have people ask. I get it from Costco because I think it's like $10 for 10 kilograms. So it's a better deal than getting it at a local grocery store. Here she is. She's pretty heavy, but this is the one I use. Haven't had any issues, it's been great. So I'm going to add 1,000 grams of this in there now and give it a mix. So I'm gonna get this open and do that. I'm back with the new apron I got for my husband for Christmas. Flour's so messy. So I'm gonna put in those 1,000 grams of flour now. We're done with our scale now, so you can put her away. And then we're just gonna mix this up. So I'm gonna flip around the camera so you can see what's going on. Sorry, I don't love this tripod for like baking content like this. So I honestly don't know what you can see right now, but we're just gonna give it a mix. So I'll start with my bread whisk as you see here, and then I'll go in with my hands. The reason being is you don't want there to be any spots of flour left uncoated. I did that before and I cut into my loaf and there was a chunk of flour and I was like, oh, now I get it. But if you're someone that like hates the texture like I do, I just buy like the food gloves and then you don't have to deal with it like stuck in your fingernails and everything. So this should take about a few minutes and it should look like a shaggy dough. So if it looks a bit off, that's normal. Okay, I am back and we have a shaggy dough as you can see. So it's not gonna look pretty, it's just gonna look like a shaggy dough. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cover it up, we're gonna lay it somewhere warm on the counter, and we're gonna leave it for anywhere for 30 minutes to an hour. Then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna start our stretch and folds. So I'll see you then. Okay guys, it's been exactly 30 minutes and this is how our dough is looking. So we are gonna start our stretch and folds. So this builds up the gluten strands in the dough. So our dough is nice and strong. So I usually do it every 20 minutes for 4 rounds. You'll hear some people say every 30 minutes for 2 hours, but I do it about every 20 minutes 4 times. So I'm gonna flip the camera around, show you how to do it. Then we're gonna do it 4 times and I'll be back. So I always wet one of my hands and that helps prevent the dough from sticking. So what you wanna do is you wanna pull up, fold it over when it starts to resist. Quarter turn your bowl, pull up, let go when it starts to resist, pull up. So you don't want your dough to stretch to the point of breaking, but if it does, Just keep going. I usually do it about anywhere from like 5 to 10 times because the whole point is to build the gluten strands in your dough. So give it a little kickstart the first time, and then I usually do it 4 times for the next 3 rounds. Okay, so I'm gonna go put the cover back on, and I will come back in 20 minutes to do my other set. So 3 more sets every 20 minutes. I'm back to do my second set of stretch and folds. I'm also just gonna record this because I want you to see how the dough changes from when we mixed it 30 minutes after and then throughout the stretch and fold, so you can make sure your dough is looking the right way. I also bumped up the heat in my house, super warm here, but I really want to speed up that bulk fermentation. So I'm gonna put it on my mini split after the stretch and folds, but I'll get into that after. Let's get into these stretch and folds. Wet hand to help prevent the sticking. Now you can see how much stronger my dough is. This is only my second set of the stretch and folds, and you can see the way my dough is looking more strong and how it feels different already. I'm gonna go cover it back up, and then I have 2 more sets left, 20 minutes, and then we'll get into the next steps. I hope watching the stretch and folds over the 4 sets really helped demonstrate how the dough is supposed to look, so that when you're doing yours, you know you're on the right track, because at first it's like, this dough is so weird, and then eventually it goes into the texture and shape it should. So I really hope that was helpful. So we completed our 4 sets, and now we need to do our bulk fermentation. You can see how the dough looks. It looks a bit yellow just because of my light there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place it under my mini split. I have my house set at 23 degrees now, warmer than normal, but I wanna speed this along. I'm gonna put a cover on top, make sure it's not directly in the airflow, but like it's warm. And I'm gonna come back and show you how it looks in about 2 hours. Hopefully it will be done then, but we want to see about a 50 to 75% rise. So I'll show you a clip of this on the other side of the camera, and then I'll be back in about 2 hours. Okay, we wanna see it get big and bubbly. Okay, so my mini split is up here. It was on 23, but I just changed it to 22 because my house is 24 degrees. It's so warm. It's almost been 2 hours. And this is how it's looking. You can see the bubbles, and it's definitely between a 50 and 75% rise. So we will soon move into shaping it. Okay, here we go. As you can see, this dough looks great. So I'm gonna get it out now onto my floured surface. You can also put like water on your hands to keep it from sticking. Either works. I just prefer using flour, and I feel like it makes a little less of a mess after the cleanup. My hands are really red because for some reason having the temperature of my home up so much really dried up my hands. I don't know why, so that's why my hands are so red. So, as you might remember me saying, this is to make 2 loaves. So that's way too much flour. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. I never measure when I'm just baking for myself. I just guess. So, like, that looks good. So we're just gonna get to shaping. Pop out the bubbles as much as you can so that we can try to prevent from having the holes in our bread. But I like to just stretch it out as much as I can. And then you just work on folding. See how I'm gonna try to tuck this in and getting it into that shape. I always make round sourdough. I never do like sandwich loaf style much. So don't judge my shape because I'm still working on it. This dough is so bubbly though. Pretty good. I just want it to look even. Okay, I will be back. Here's the pan. And I'm just gonna use some parchment paper because I always feel like that's best. And when we use a banneton for a round loaf, we always flip it over and do seam side up. Now we're doing seam side down because we're not using a banneton. We're using a loaf pan. So you're just gonna take it up and lay it in. See? Just like that. Okay, this does look pretty good. Okay, here we go. She looks okay. I'm gonna do my cinnamon swirl one and I'll be right back. here she is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get another pan, I'm gonna lay it on top, and I'm gonna let it sit on the counter for probably 1 to 2 hours, and then I will be back so that we can score and bake her. My stove is such a mess from so much baking, but this is what it looks like, and I'll show you what it looks like in about an hour or two. Okay, I'm back. It is now 9:30, so it's been about an hour, and you can see how she's like puffed up. Honestly, I think another half hour, actually it's pretty jiggly, but I do think another half hour definitely would not have hurt, but it's 9:30 in the night. I want to pop this in because I'm gonna do about, I'll let you know in the end how long it took, but 25 minutes with the cover on and then 20 minutes with the cover off. So remember, we're doing no Dutch oven needed, but we are going to place the cover on. So I'm gonna score it, pop it in the oven, and we're gonna see how this turns out. Okay, so we're gonna do what they call an expansion score. So you're just gonna want to do your scoring on the edge wherever. Make sure it's, decently deep. Then add a little design if you want. My dough is not cutting right. I don't know why. Wow, that does not look the best, but it's gonna work. Okay, you guys get the point. I'm gonna take off this sticker and I'm gonna pop it in the oven just like this, and I will be back in about 25 minutes when the lid comes off. The oven is preheated to 450 degrees, so I shall be back. Okay, they're in the oven. I forgot to take off one of the stickers. Hope that's okay. Oh my goodness. Can you believe this? This loaf is gorgeous. Here is sourdough bread without a Dutch oven in only 6 hours. I started this at 4 o'clock and it's 10 o'clock. I've never made sourdough so fast in my life. I did crank up the heat in my house to 23 degrees, but I'm honestly shocked. So let's get it out of this loaf pan and see how it really looks. I always say, if you ever want to know if your loaf is done, knock on the bottom. Should sound hollow like no one's home. Oh my goodness, she beautiful. Obviously I can't cut it yet because it's still hot, but I will insert crumb shot in here. But wow, I'm so happy. I feel like this is a gorgeous loaf, and no Dutch oven, 6 hours, easy peasy. I hope this video was so helpful. I would love if you would like and subscribe and join the community. I also have a Facebook community I'll link below, along with the dehydrated starter that I sell. Thank you so much for watching and happy baking. Guys, I had to come back and add this into the video. This is the cinnamon loaf, and I finally got the perfect swirl. So video soon coming on that. I am absolutely pumped about this. How cool is this?